Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi! This is for World Music Day, done by Nerdy at the Nerd Goblin Art and Karen at the Dragon's Cave. And it's took me a while to think about what I wanted to do. And it was something Nikki said that suddenly got my brain thinking, oh, and Nikki's from Koenig's. That'd be a good song to do. Now, this is actually kind of a memory for me. It's not particularly a great memory. This song was actually played at my mum's funeral. She was a huge Meatloaf fan, and she always said that when she died, at her funeral, she wanted to go with Bat Out of Hell. Yes, my mother was weird. So yeah, I thought I'm going to do Bat Out of Hell. Now, I've got red and yellow from Resiners. Should really have done a white backing, I think. I chose black, so it doesn't show the colours true to the pots. I'm also using Tiny Turner's, that pot there, Inferno. That also doesn't do a true red for flames, but it is flamey. If that makes any sense. God, I'm at it already. So I'm going up in gradients with the Inferno first, and yes, I am quite aware that I'm putting Inferno into bits that you don't actually put resin into, although a couple of them I wanted them for something else later on down the line. Don't know what yet, but they will be used. So I don't fill all those spaces. I am a dumbo. Nearly said something else. So I'm going up Inferno, red, then yellow. But I use a colour that's from Temu. And wow, it's actually really nice. It does show up purple though. Well, I think it looks like purple. I mean, I've hung it up now. It's finished. It's done, and it is for me. So the Temu colours that I've got, if I can remember rightly what they are chameleon. No, they're actually a lot like the Tiny Turner ones. Not the same colours, but they give that same look. I'm not really making much sense here, am I? Anyway, I'm speeding this bit up because you don't need to see me painting for hours. It didn't take hours, but it felt like hours. I'd got lost in the painting business. I'm trying to get into all the little nooks and crannies and bits and bobs, but I don't want too much of each colour, because I do want the black to show through. Did I get black to show through, or did I colour it all in? Oh, you know, I can't actually remember. I thought I just finished this. Oh my days. And I'm looking at it now, and because it's in a different light, yeah, it is, it's black, yeah. I can't see the other colours because it's above my light, so it's not getting the right tones. Oh, I'm going to shut up, I'm just waffling. So I've done with my Tiny Turners, and yes, put the lid on before I drop it everywhere because it's precious, it's very precious. But I've put it on my little spinny thing so I can just keep turning it round rather than picking up the mould, popping it down again. And I've moved my levelling table, so now I can just pick up whatever I'm resining on here and then go and slide it on, instead of having to try and balance it on a ruler to keep it straight, because that's what I was doing before, because I'm an idiot. Oh, it's this one. It is really nice. It does that metallic-y thing, you know. Those that use Tiny Turner know what I mean. It's very, very nice, and I've got loads of colours of these. I got them in my birthday stuff, so I don't actually remember ordering them. I must have just flicked at middle at night and didn't think, because I've got quite a few powders. I need to start using them up a bit. So yeah, it is really nice, but it does show up purple on black. So you see, it's like an embers colour, a bit like the Inferno, to be honest, but also with a pink hue. But when you put black behind it, it goes purple. So it's like, oh, and then the light flicks it. It's nice. And then I use my red to go into the tips of the bent bits at the top. I don't know why they weren't actually attached. It would make more sense, especially with what I'm going to do with it, because it ain't going to be flat. It really ain't. And I'm not colouring it all in, but I'm putting flames in. Sort of flames. My idea of flames with a tiny brush like this that's got too much of a head on it. But most of it is black. It's really deceiving in this light I've got. And then I'll put the Lello. Oh dear. Get my tongue right. Yellow on. So then it's, like the gradient up from dark to light to make the flame. I really could have added a bit of blue actually. Oh, I missed out on that one, didn't I? Because you do see blue in fires. I must admit, I do like watching a good fire. I used to sit for ages. When we used to have a coal fire when I was a kid. I used to sit for ages just watching the flames dance around. A bit like watching Harry Potter when what's his chops comes out in the fireplace and the flames. Oh, it's amazing to watch. I'm not a pyromaniac, honest. I just like to watch it. There's something comforting about a fire. It's the warmth, I think. Cosy feeling. Now the yellow's on, and I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm just putting a bit in. Oh, did I? Oh, actually, it looks like I did. Oh, do you know? My memory's getting worse. I tell you, this has been 2 days of making this. Obviously, one to actually make it, one to actually put it together, because I did something else with it. Oh, and I also had to wait for it to get into the shape I wanted. And then the next day, finishing off the editing and then doing the voiceover. So yeah, 2 days, and my brain has forgotten what I've done. But it looks mint. I love them colours. But yeah, I don't remember seeing the yellow and the black. Maybe it did. Oh, I've just had it. I've just literally took the photos. So now I'm just smushing it all in. Oh, there is a word for that, and that word has evaded me again. I'm not thick, honest. It's just, brain. So now I've done my 1-to-1 on my heat mat in separate parts. That way it helps to get the bubbles. And then I've mixed it with my resinous double-headed mixer. Oh, it saves my hands no end. Oh, I love it. Because you could just sit there and just leave it to do what it's doing. And I'm using my Timu black paste. Pigment paste, there we go. And I didn't want it to be too black. Although now thinking about it, I really could have done with it being black. It's slightly opaque. But obviously when you put it together it's not as opaque. When you pour it in. If it were a thinner layer then it would be very opaque. I spend way too much time faffing getting it off this spoon. No, it's not a spoon. And that's where I thought I could see a hair, and then it was like, oh, no, you're hallucinating. It was a stick, by the way, not a spoon. So I'm pouring it in. This is sped up, but I am pouring it in very, very slowly because I don't want to over pour, and I did anyway. And I want to try and get it into the little tiny bits really carefully. and I will use a micro brush to get into them little tiny points and give it a quick go round to get rid of bubbles. Now I do pour, I think, 3 of those little spaces, the ones that look more like flames, because I thought I could use them. I've already said that once. I'm repeating myself now. Anybody think I were an OAP? Oh dear. I remember every time I went past a shop that sold a certain brand of tea bags. Oh, they're cheaper than our shop. That's all she used to say every time she went past and saw that same brand. It's like, oh, of course they were. Your shop's a corner shop and they're all extortionate. I'm trying not to waste any. So I keep scraping it back up, and then I spill some more, and then I scrape it back up. It's like, don't spill it in the first place, it might work. So I'm filling them up, like I said, because I'm going to use them. And then I put the black into something else. Can't remember what I put the black into. It may actually be the bat. I think I don't fill it to the top because I'm going to go round with my little micro brush. Oh, I did fill it with something. These came in my last team awarder. They are locks and keys, and I love that skeleton key. You know, the one I've just put way too much in because I'm heavy-handed and clumsy. And I do the lock at the side of it. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to use these for other than key rings, but I just like them. They're so nice. Really nice. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to run out. But I didn't. I scraped it with an inch of its life and it worked. I also did this key too. So I've got 2 keys and a lock, and I don't know what I'm doing. But again, I like them. And when I've done pouring, I shall spray with alcohol, use my little brush to make sure I've got round everywhere, and make sure the bubbles have gone out, and then put it on my heat mat for a couple of hours. It ended up being about 3 or 4, because I put it on low and slow. I don't like it too hot. I know it's probably ridiculous. I could have it really, really hot and it'd be done quicker, but I know what I'm like for forgetting stuff's on. So by the time I've remembered it's on, then it's done. Oh dear. A bit like me in cooking. By the time I've remembered it's on, you can smell it burning. I tend to cook on high all the time, like an idiot. But yeah, I'm going round with a little micro brush without the brush on. In fact, you just missed me actually pulling it off with my teeth because I couldn't get it off with my hands. And there's not much that it hasn't gone into. It's done quite well. It's a good mould. I like it. You can see me doing another one of these. I wonder what one would look like. Flowers in. That's not a bad thought. I mean, I'm sure I've got small enough flowers to go in there. Maybe make it clear? I don't know. I'm giving away secrets here. Giving away ideas. If anybody does it, show me. So I've gone round them all on the heat mat, and now it's done. But it's still a little bit squishy. But I want it squishy because I need it to do something. Now, oh, my chest just cracked. Ouch. I'm trying to be dead careful not to stretch the resin because it is very soft and squishy, and I don't want to ruin it, but I need it to be soft. It needs to bend, but I need it to stay in that bent position. Now you'll see that I put it on first. I try one way, that don't work. I try sticking it in a Miniverse circle orb thingy with some weights on, but then I realised actually the weights are pressing on and leaving marks, so I had to take that out of there. But in the end, just simple masking tape. Masking tape worked. That's it. That's all I needed. Once I got it into the position I wanted it, taped both wings together as it was in the position, and it held it. And once it had cooled down and hardened properly, the shape was permanent. I mean, it's still not quite hardened on the thin bit at the top of the wings. You can still move that up and down a little bit if you faff with it. But I don't tend on faffing with it. It's just hanging up now. That's done. So it'll cure itself over time. And this I'm not that happy with because it's purple and gold, but I didn't know what that actual colour went to from Temu. I thought it was just a red. Them thin bits, they still a bit smushy. So I tried using this first and it didn't work. So then I put it in this orb and put some weight on it and left it, and it left marks. So yeah, I had to take it out of there. But you can see that masking tape there, can't you? Well, that's what I used. Bit of masking tape either end, job's a good one. It was fabulous. And now I'm having to try and figure out how to get that to stay upright because it kept wobbling over, but it worked. So I'll take the locks out, and these I'm just going to put some silver pen on them, but they are pretty. I like them. But I could have actually put the silver pen on the sticky out bits in the lock and then poured, and it would have been neater because my pens aren't that thin. So I ended up having to fill up the spaces and then try and wipe it off. Well, I'm a bit heavy-handed. Don't know about anybody else, but I struggle with the filling with paint and then wipe. It always comes out with me. I can't help it. I'm just too heavy-handed. So I do prefer the actual paint on the mould first rather than afterwards. So now I'm just cleaning them up because, like I said, heavy-handed, made a mess, and just using isopropyl alcohol. That's a mouthful. And a Q-tip, I cleaned it up. And then any bits that I'd already wiped off again, I just went over the top with. I was very careful. But yeah, that key and that lock, very nice. I also like the heart one, but that'd be good for anything Alice in Wonderland. So now it's nice and stiff. It's right where I wanted it to be, and it's got two little holes at the top, and I've drilled two little holes in them two pointy bits at the bottom. Now, you won't see me putting this together because this is the point where I'm swearing. I'm effing and jeffing because my hands aren't working. I can't grip the things properly. I can't get the chain on properly. I keep losing the rings. Always twist your rings, never pull them because they'll fall out of shape. So putting the little rings on were fine, but trying to get it onto the actual dragon, no. So this is me putting a crystal on the bottom because I'm going to make it into a wall hanging. I think I said that already. Or you may have guessed it when I said it's hanging on the wall. Oopsie. Oh dear. So this bit, yeah. I lost the ring. And this bit I've cut down because I was doing this for about half an hour, just trying to get that one ring in. It actually took me an hour and a half to put on 3 chain bits. Just 3. Well, 4 if you count 4 holes. And I've thrown a hissy fit at this point. And I'm just like, nope. Bleep, 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 bleeps, and more bleeps. I'd had enough. So I just go, yep, I'm finished. Now, spot the idiot. If you haven't figured out who that is, that's me. I know these are sticky, so I'm putting them on one at a time, because, you know, they're not on a strip or anything that you can just put the whole strip on. I don't twig until about 4th, 5th one in. I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're doing these singular. Just put them on as they are. It'll be so much quicker. So eventually that's what I did. Not quite yet. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 6, 7. Okay. Yeah, so look, that's where I went, oh, you idiot. Put it on in a strip. And yes, I know they're sticky, but I want them to stay on. And sometimes these sticky crystals, gems, that's what they are, don't stay on. They ping off. So I use the B7000 to make sure it's stuck. And I'm trying desperately to make sure I've got all the space filled. And I do have to push it around a little bit just to make sure they all fit. And the red is representation of the fact that he has a red scarf in his hand when he's on stage and in the song. I have actually been to see Meatloaf on stage, and everybody can say he couldn't sing. And to be fair, he's not the best singer, a bit like Robbie Williams, but he was a friggin' awesome entertainer. The show was absolutely brilliant. You couldn't fault him. And I wasn't a fan of Meatloaf. I got dragged to go and see Meatloaf twice. And one night it was an eclipse. So, yeah, that's finished. I hope you like it. Don't forget to check out the photos and the playlist in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Shadows light the scene. Goth unicorn with a blackened wing. Happy she dances under moonlit nights, creating beauty spurring on delight.